on YouTube. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. All right. We are live on YouTube. We are live on YouTube. How's everybody doing today? How's it going? There's somebody coming on the other side, so I had to switch up the start. All right. Get back on track. Get back on track. It's 4:25 p.m. Pacific time. Sun's going to be setting in 35 minutes. I might have time to do the entire trail today because I should be able to get to the observation deck before it starts to get really dark. But I hope you've all been having a wonderful day. It's been a great day for me today. Great day for my girlfriend, Dawn. We've been plugging away at a bunch of things, and I got to tell you, when you just keep on having faith in yourself, like the topic states here, when you have faith in yourself, everything just flows and falls into place. And, Dawn and I, along with some of the other executives here at the GNA, the Genuine Networking Association, we cannot wait to show you what we have in store in the new year. Lots of good stuff coming. Lots of good stuff coming. And yeah, it's about 50. The outside temperature gauge in my car read 55 degrees. It feels like it's low 50s. I got my gloves on today. I'm not going to take any chances because it's going to probably dip below 50 before I get off this trail. And then it starts to get really cold on your hands. And holding a cold selfie stick, and it's not even just the actual temperature. When there's a little bit of wind, there's the wind chill factor, and it actually feels colder. And a lot of people don't realize that it doesn't have to be below 32 degrees for you to get hypothermia. You can get hypothermia even at 50 degrees if you're exposed and not covered up for like an hour, Of course, at some of the higher temperatures of coldness, you would need to be exposed longer. The colder it gets, the less time, your body can tolerate the cold before hypothermia sets in. And if that happens, then you're in some serious trouble. Yeah, I don't want to get to that point. But yeah, wonderful day today, and yeah, lots of good things, lots of good stuff going on. And I'm going to be talking today about you must have faith in yourself to navigate the Chronicles of life. You must have faith in yourself to navigate the Chronicles of life. Now, if you don't understand the meaning of the Chronicles of life, the experiences of life, the daily aspects of life, right? Just a fancy way of saying that. I'm sure most of you understand it, but maybe some of you don't. That's okay. But yeah, having faith is critical. Oh, by the way, welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Eli. Let me start off with that. The Walking with Purpose live edition, live from the San Francisco Bay Trail here at Bear Island in Redwood City, California, where I live. This is episode number 895. 895. We might even get to 900. Well, let's see. 900. The soonest we'd get to 900 would probably be on Monday or Tuesday. Let's see. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday would be the earliest if I don't miss a day. So Monday or Tuesday will be a milestone episode 900. Whenever I hit a milestone, I try to go to a different location to give a different change of scenery. And in the new year, I'm going to try to go to more different locations more often. It's just right now there's just too much going on to fit all that in. But anyway, give me a second. Okay, so having faith in yourself. Oh, by the way, I got my sunglasses repaired. Hey, Carly, how are you doing? I sure did. The message was held for review, and I haven't had a chance to approve it yet. I did read it, but I wanted to have time to respond to you right after approving it. I don't know why it was held for review, but congratulations to you, Carly. How you been? Lots has been going on in my neck of the woods. Same for you. I'm happy that your relationship is working. That's wonderful. Yeah, I've been super busy. I'm glad you saw it. I've been good. Thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Oh man, I'm glad I have my gloves on and triple layered up. But if you heard anyone that heard my show yesterday, I had one of the screws fall out of my Ray-Bans. I've had these for 2 years now. The previous set before this one, I had for over 9, almost 10 years. If you take care of them, they last for a long time, longer than the 2-year manufacturer warranty. But anyone that's had glasses, any type of glasses, you know sometimes the screws get loose, you know, that hold the hinges together, like a door, right? And so I found the screws on Amazon yesterday. Last night I ordered them. They showed up today. One day later. This is great about Amazon. You can get anything to repair shit, right? It's fantastic. And there was a review. One person said, these don't work and they slip around. I got them and they work just fine. They work perfectly. Got my sunglasses repaired and we're back in business. But anyway, we're not here to talk about Ray-Bans and stuff like that. But, you know, having faith in yourself. Having faith in yourself is a must in order to navigate the chronicles of life. If you don't have faith in yourself, then it's not even possible to have faith in anyone else. Faith starts within your own head, heart, and soul. Now, a lot of people, maybe they understand this, maybe they don't. I'll share my thoughts about trusting people and having faith in people. Those are two different things. Faith and trust are two different things, right? Trust takes time to build. To have trust, you have to have longevity of positive things, right? You've got to look at people's patterns. You've got to look at their character. You've got to look at people's, overall demeanor for an extended period of time. And you have to look to see how consistent they are before you can trust them. But even if you feel that you can't trust someone, at least not yet, or, you feel like you can never trust someone, you can always have faith in people that they can turn things around. And having faith, in my opinion, is even more important than trust, because if no one has faith in turning around negative things, then those things will never change, will never get better. And things will just start to get worse. For some people, or many people. And that's just sad. That's not the way that I want to live my life, and that's not the way you should live your life or want to live your life. Hey, Tia, how are you doing? Welcome to the show. Carly is here too. She hasn't been here in a while. She made a comment on the channel that was held for review. I haven't had a chance to approve it yet because I want to respond to it when I get a chance in detail. But I believe she's getting married, and that's fantastic. Congratulations. That is awesome. So, Tia says, hi, Carly. And you know, this topic brings me back to something I've used as an example in the past. There's a show that many of you have watched. I watched this show weekly when it was first aired on USA Network before these streaming services became really big, and now you can just binge watch them without commercials there if you pay for the premium package. Some people don't want to spend a little extra money for no commercials. For Don and I, it's worth it. Saves us time. And, you know, to be honest, like if you pay an extra $5-6 to get no commercials on a streaming service, or pay a little more for YouTube Premium, do you know how much time that saves you? And that time can equate to making more money, right? The same reason why Don and I use the fast track lane when there's traffic and pay a little bit of money to drive in it, because it saves us time and gas, and people don't realize that saves money. A lot of people don't want to invest in themselves, and I think that's another topic. Maybe I'll share a bit about that today, investing in yourself. And that can include, my messages are not appearing, then you're probably using block words, Carly. You remember there are a lot of block words here, and you know a lot of people and a lot of things from the past. So if you're trying to mention names or things in that capacity, Nightbot and the YouTube block words list is not letting it go through. Moderators can bypass that, but non-mods can't. So I'm just letting you know. Your last message just went through because you didn't use a blocked word. I don't know, maybe one day I can get rid of most of the blocked words list. Because I know it has affected people from chatting here. I know it has. You know, we'll look more into that in the new year. But sorry about that, Carly. My apologies. But yeah, there was a show called White Collar. Carly says, all I'm trying to say is hi to the other person. Yep. I'm sorry. That is a block word. I apologize. I apologize, Carly. I will probably remove that block word of that person's name down the road at some point, but I had to block it because they were harassing her. People were harassing her. No, you're not blocked, dude. Welcome. Oh, you weren't here yesterday. I mentioned that I finally had a chance to unblock you, man. Sorry about that. Well, okay. Hello, other person. You can say hello, T. I mean, it's stupid, Carly. I know, and I'm sorry about that. I really apologize, but I don't want my moderators being harassed over stupid things, and eventually those stupid things will all go by the wayside, right? They'll be gone. But again, my apologies to everyone. I got to do what I got to do, not just to protect myself, but to protect other people here that I care for. It's okay. Was just being friendly. No, I know you did nothing wrong. This has nothing to do with you. It has to do with other people that are abusively using her name. So, but yeah, the show White Collar was about the FBI white collar division for white collar crimes, and Special Agent Peter Burke arrested Neil Caffrey for bond forgery years before, and then Neil escaped from prison with 4 months left on a 4-year sentence over a woman. And Peter liked him, so basically Neil suggested instead of going back to prison for another 4 years, he could serve his time being a CI, a confidential informant for the FBI. And Peter Burke and Neil Caffrey, Peter Burke, Special Agent Peter Burke, and CI, criminal informant Neil Caffrey, were a great team. And there was one episode where a bunch of FBI agents from the entire country, from each location, came to New York, and they had a conference regarding the future of bulletproof vests. And that was also a conference where Peter and Neil were sharing with all the agents how and why their relationship as CI and special agent, special FBI agent, works out. And then, the FBI leader that was running that meeting was saying, "Do you trust Neil? Peter Burke, do you trust Neil?" And he goes, "I trust him when it counts." And then the other agent running the meeting says, "When it counts?" "Yes. I trust him when it counts. But when there isn't trust, there's always faith." And then Neil looks at Peter and the other agent running the meeting and said, "Well, if Peter has faith in me, I will always have faith in him." That's beautiful. I mean, you can't say it any better than that, right? So when there isn't trust, there should be faith. We should always have faith in each other and other people, but it starts out by having faith in ourselves. You got to have faith in yourself. Remember George Michael? Because I got to have faith, the faith, the faith. I got to have faith, the faith, the faith. Baby! Oops, that was horrible. I knew you were asking me to stay. Never mind. For some reason on the way here, I'm still on this Bon Jovi thing, I've been on a Bon Jovi tangent lately. I just felt like singing, some Bon Jovi. And this is what came to my mind. I drive all night just to get back home. I'm a cowboy. On a steel horse I'll ride, and I'm wanted, wanted, dead or alive. I really love that song. Oh, wow. There's some major, major traffic on the 101. That is some huge traffic. There must be an accident. Is the fast track lane even moving? The worst thing is when the accident's in the pay lane, then everyone's screwed. If the accident is in any other lane but the pay lane, the fast track lane, you can typically still move at around maybe 30 to 50 miles an hour. Woolworth. I bought my first candy bar at Woolworth. Oh, that's why your name is that. Do you and the girlfriend do karaoke? Says Carly. We've done karaoke before, but it's been a while. In the new year, so I used to do dancing streams and some I used to do some dancing streams on YouTube. And I used to run karaoke at the holiday parties when I was running in-person GNA, Genuine Networking Association events years ago for 6 years. And you could go to my other channels, my original Elias Melas channel, youtube.com/ELIASMELAS, or go to my Genuine Networking Association channel, youtube.com/@Genuine Networking Association. And you'll see videos there. The Elias Melas channel has most of the content that I used to, run at networking events, even GNA events. So you'll see there. But I used to love running karaoke. You folks, I'm sure many of you have seen me sing Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer many times on this platform. It's been shared and talked about by many other people. But Carly, in the new year, I'm planning to do a lot more fun things. Sandra Palacio, how are you doing? What, dancing with the tutu and all? Hi, you like Sandra. God bless you. God bless you, Sandra. Thank you for being here today. Sandra, I'll send you a message back behind the scenes later tonight. Carly says, hello, Sandra. Carly's back. She's engaged to get married to that guy she's been dating for a while. That's wonderful. Carly, are you still driving that Porsche? How's that Porsche running? Is it still in one piece? No disrespect intended. I'm just kidding. Carly, you really loved that Porsche. I'm probably only going to do 3 miles. I'm not going to go to the observation deck. It's starting to get a little colder, and it's going to get darker. I love my car. It's running perfect. Good, good. Hi, Carly. That's great. How are you doing? Sandra says, hi, Woolworth. It's been rough, Eli. Yeah, Sandra. Yeah, I'm sure you got my response back to the message where you updated me behind the scenes. I'll speak with you more behind the scenes. But are you doing okay, Sandra? Everything going all right? Carly says, I'm good, Sandra. Excited to get married one last time. Well, I have faith in you and your husband to be, Carly. I have faith because I know how marriages and relationships go. You want to keep it positive, right? But anyway, yeah, feel free, ladies and gentlemen, to ask any questions you want in the chat. Feel free. Hope you're okay, Sandra. Yeah, we got your back. We got your back, Sandra. You know that. I'm glad to see you, Carly, says Sandra. Yeah, me too. Me too. You know, I've always had faith in people. I have faith in everyone. Now, does having faith in everyone mean that I agree with what everyone does? Does that mean I support what everyone does? No. What it means is I have faith that everyone is capable of doing good things and the right things. Even people that don't do the right things or good things constantly, right? And when you have faith in humanity, that's the best way to put it. I have faith in humanity, right? When you have faith in humanity, the people that don't have faith in you are going to be the first in line to attack you because they don't have faith in themselves. I've learned over the years out here on YouTube and in the real world, people that come at you negatively, online and offline, they have zero faith in themselves. And if you try to call them out on that, then they try to call you a liar. Well, I have plenty of faith in myself. Well, it's not about what people say. See, a lot of people say, well, Eli, you say you have faith in humanity or you have faith in yourself. Does it need to be mentioned if you have faith in yourself? No, it doesn't. But I mention it because this is what I do. I teach personal development, so I have to mention things for examples, right? I don't feel the need to go up to every single person and say, I have faith in everyone. I say that on these streams because I'm trying to teach a lesson and get people to understand the principle of the matter, right? But that's the thing. When people come at you negatively, when you've done nothing to deserve it, it's because they lack complete faith in themselves. Right? Someone that has complete faith in themselves. I have complete faith in myself. Now, I have questioned this aspect of me in the past, but I've learned to work through that and get over it. And when I lacked faith in myself, those were some of the worst years in my life because it's very transparent. How you feel about yourself and how you see yourself is how everyone else is going to see you. It's very transparent. If you're having a bad day, it's very transparent. People can see it. When you lack self-love, you lack self-respect, you lack faith, people can see it. It is very obvious. So that's what you're radiating out into the universe, so that's what you're going to get back, right? I feel you need faith in God, two different faiths, both important. We'll get to that in a second. That's a good point. Thank you for reminding me. Senator Palacio, well, one needs to have faith in our Creator. Many people have a disconnect with him and themselves. That is true, Sandra. And Tian, I'm glad you mentioned God. Now, I want to make this very clear that I know most people surrounding us here, including you ladies, believe in God. I know some people don't. We don't judge or discriminate anyone based on their beliefs. But for the most part, most people believe in God, right? And at the GNA, regardless of your beliefs, religion, whether you if you have a religion or not, regardless of your beliefs, we are a faith-based organization. And when I say faith-based, I'm not talking about, we're not a church. We're not here to, preach the Bible and stuff like that. I mean, I wouldn't have a problem sharing quotes from the Bible or whatever. But when people hear, faith-based organizations, they think of churches, right? No, we're a faith-based organization, meaning that we have faith that everyone can succeed and be positive and happy. Another creator, Sean Cannell, Think Media, he's a very God-loving man. He talks about God every now and then, not all the time. Just like myself, I don't talk about God and all that every day, because then that would make me come off like a Bible thumper. And Sean Cannell believes in God, and he talks about it every so often, but not enough to be considered a Bible thumper. I don't think he wants to be thought of that. I don't think he wants to be thought of in that way either, which is what I'm trying to say. But faith is important. This is absolutely extremely important, right? And I trust God and Jesus. I trust our Lord and Savior, right? And I think in the new year, some of the things we do here at the GNA for people that do believe in God, I think we do need to have some maybe Zoom calls or Microsoft Teams calls, and just have some prayer sessions. I'm not talking like a Bible thumper session. I'm not talking about that, but we need to have some prayer sessions to where we all gather on a Zoom call. You can come on video or audio only, that's up to you. And we could talk about things, and we could pray for other people and each other. And I think that's something that people really want and need. And that's something unique that's not offered out here on YouTube. You can come out here on YouTube and be a part of a drama shit show group to sulk in your misery with other miserable people, and that doesn't do anything. But what if we were to make this positive? What if we were to basically, make the outlet off of YouTube in a more professional setting, and have it be a prayer session or a session of faith, which is probably what I would call it. Oh, there's a dude that's riding a motorcycle. There's another trail right by the side of the freeway. It's a paved trail. I think he's riding like an electric motorcycle. with the sidecar. Not electric, sorry, gas. That's not electric. You can totally hear it's gas. I'm sorry. That's a gas motorcycle with a sidecar. I was like, where the hell is that coming from? I heard that thing. It's so loud. I heard that thing literally like a mile away. Christ is King, says Woolworth. I agree, brother. But I believe in faith being able to heal. That's true. Carly, I'm more of a science gal. Some give up on themselves, and that causes disorientation. You're right, Sandra. I don't push my beliefs on anyone. If you take God out of the equation, then it all falls on you. And that can work for you too. We can all uplift and encourage each other. Agreed, Sandra, says Carly. I agree with you, Sandra. The so I'm sorry. I'm trying. I lost where I was at on the screen. So here's the thing. Hold on a second. I'm not trying to tell anyone what to believe in and what not to believe in. But I have very strong religious beliefs when it's regarding to believing in God. Now, I'm not saying that I follow the Bible to a T. I don't think any one of us does. We do our best, right? Because premarital sex can be considered a violation of the church, right? And now, priests nowadays have, we're like, it is what it is. It's 2024, almost 2025, right? To update you, or to remind you of a story I shared in the past, when my brother got married almost 20 years ago, he went to the Greek Orthodox priest with his fiancée at the time, because you have to go there and get counseled by the priest and all that. There's like a whole process. And yeah, they got married in the Greek Orthodox Church. My dad was still alive back then. God rest his soul. The last person you wanted to piss off back in those days was my father, Dimitri Elias Melas. God rest his soul. So they were getting married in the Greek church, and they went to the priest, and the priest said, Chris, Nicole, I know you two are fornicating. Can you do me a favor for the next 3 months, just for the next 3 months until your marriage day, your day of marriage? Can you just cut off the fornicating for 3 months? So the priest, the Greek Orthodox priest at our church, was asking them to stop having sex for 3 months before they got married. My brother sharing this story the night after him and his woman got married, right? And they actually didn't go on their actual honeymoon for a while. They got a nice room at the Hilton in Palo Alto, I think it was. It was a nice hotel room, a suite. And we all spent the night there and had their own room. We all slept in the big ass, living room area. And my brother was telling us a story in the morning, and then he was saying, man, it had been so long last night, man, I almost felt like a virgin. Oh, God. Oh, man. LOL, the priest said that. Was he watching? he's still the priest at our church to this day. He's getting older. He's probably going to retire within the next 5 or 10 years. But yeah, no, he said that. he he. Well, he was professional, Sandra. He said he used the word fornication. When do any one of us use the word we're fornicating? That's the official church term, right? The official biblical church term for having premarital sex, or sex out of wedlock, right? You must not have been around during those times. I mentioned this a few times. I mean, I've done so much. You just never know. So anyway, fornication, yeah, but we know what he wanted to say. He wanted to say stop having sex, but he had to be professional in the nonprofit organization and, you know, God-fearing environment of the church, right? Oh, our priest actually, Sandra. He's a pretty cool guy. A lot of priests nowadays are very modern, and they've adapted the modern way of things, and they're trying the best they can to adhere to you know the Bible and the church and all that, right? I don't know how my brother did it for 3 months. I'm a proud fornicator. Yeah, me too. I'm sorry, God. I'm sorry, Father Peter from the Greek Orthodox Church. Sorry, Jesus. I'm sorry. I'm a proud fornicator too. That wouldn't last in my book, says Tia. Well, heck, the deed was already done. That's true. I'm looking back at the previous messages. LOL, that would be problematic, says Carly. LOL, the priest said that. What was he watching? Now I get it. That's funny. Sandra, some things go over my head the first time. You're saying, was the priest right there watching my brother and his fiance at the time, or while they were boyfriend and girlfriend, watching them have intimate relations, right? Watching them fornicate. Don't get me started here. I cannot be disrespectful to the church. But you know what they say when there's a third party involved, especially two men and a woman. It's a word that they've been calling me for the last almost 7 fucking years on YouTube. I don't want to think of my priest as that. That would be horrible. God, forgive me for my sin. That's a major sin. Even thinking of that is a major sin. Hang on. Now my sunglasses, the the hinges are so tight now that it's hard. There we go. Now we're good. I don't want to think of my priest like that. That's just very, very wrong. I feel like I have caca mouth right now. And Carly says, we're expecting our first real snow in the next day or so. Oh, that's awesome. You slow, Eli. I am. Listen, Sandra. Sandra, you know what I've been going through lately. Actually, I've been going through this for many years. You've been around for most of those years, Sandra. So, and I know you're fucking with me. That's okay. Please forgive me when things go over my head every now and then. But if it gives you a good laugh, Sandra, I'm glad I can provide that or could provide that. Oh, that dude was talking on his Bluetooth. Carly E2 says, the whole fornication thing is silly. I certainly wouldn't buy a car without driving it first. And you know I like cars, Eli. You can bet my future husband will be test driven. Well, Carly, you've been test driving him for a couple years now, right? At least a year and a half, 2 years, right? You test drive it before you take the leap of the sacrament of marriage, right? You know what I should do? You know what I should do? And if I were to actually just even saying this will probably get me very heavily scrutinized, but I don't give a shit. It doesn't matter. You know what I should do, Sandra, Tia, Carly, anyone else, Woolworth that's here? I should become an ordained minister. And then I could legally have GNA, the GNA chapel or something. Maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll become an ordained minister. You can marry us, Elias. If you think I should become an ordained minister, put a 1 in the chat. That's not a bad idea, actually. And it doesn't take a whole lot to become ordained. Sandra says you should. Sandra, why haven't we thought about this after 6, almost 7 fucking years? I'll be the flower girl, says Sandra. I'm going to look at what it takes to become an ordained minister. I'm sure there are some online classes. You could probably pay a couple $100. And then there's a license you probably have to renew every couple years, a few $100. It's easy? Okay. No, Sandra, seriously, do you think that would be a good idea? Do you think that my personality of giving the farm away for free and helping everyone for free and just devoting my life to people, I guess in similar ways like God and Jesus did, maybe that would suit me? Sandra says yes. You know what? I'm going to run that by Dawn. Maybe Dawn and I will both become ordained ministers. And you can marry people. Yeah. You can marry people. You can even become a wedding officiant. But I believe an ordained minister is a step above a wedding officiant. Unless they're the same thing. Unless the term ordained minister is a fancy way of saying wedding officiant. Or wedding official. Right? Can you marry yourself to your GF? I doubt that. That would probably be like a conflict of interest in some way, shape, or form, Carly. I seriously do, says Tia. Carly, meaning that they think I should be become an ordained minister. Carly, you too. You can walk in one of our chapels in Reno and be married in 20 minutes. I think those chapels. I'm not sure if they're ordained ministers. I think they're wedding officiants. I'm not. I think there's some overlap. I believe, obviously, they can both officiate weddings. Well, that's what a wedding officiant does. You see, how you doing? How you been? Hello, everyone. Been listening to. Just got a chance to chat. The ordained minister license used to be 25 online, but a notary can marry people. Well, even if the license is $100 now, which if it used to be 25, with inflation, I don't see it being more than 50 or $100, even with massive inflation. That's very affordable, and it's tax deductible for the business. Lacey, good to see you, says Tia. Hey Lacey, how goes it? Says Santa Palacio. Carly too. Hey Lacey. I just feel like singing a little more Bon Jovi. I drive all night just to get back home. I'm a cowboy. On a steel horse I ride. He's like, on a steel horse I ride. I'm not John. And I'm wanted, dead or alive. Oh gosh, no, Eli. Santa Palacio, I'm nothing like John Bon Jovi. I'm not even trying to compare myself to John Bon Jovi. I've always loved Bon Jovi, but when I first met Dawn, I'll say it again. I've said it many times. When I first met Dawn, she a little while before I met her a little over 3 years ago, at a place she used to work, this band called Steel Horse, a Bon Jovi cover band, was playing. And she connected with the lead singer, George. And they became friends. They're just friends. She was dating someone, and George is married and still married. And when I got with Dawn, she was like, "You like Bon Jovi?" I'm like, "Who doesn't like Bon Jovi?" That's the question, right? You want to go see a Bon Jovi cover band? I'm like, are they good? They're the best. My friend George. All right, let's go. I went, and oh man, this group is fantastic. I mean, these guys have been playing together for like decades, and they were good. And remember the song? You remember "Living on a Prayer"? You know, in the beginning it goes way, where. I didn't even realize how that sound was created. It was created using a talk box. You remember the days of Roger and Zap, "I Want to Be Your Man," and Computer Love, "Shoo-be-doo-wop, do-do-wop, I want to love you." All of that was done with the talk box. It was this box with a tube that you would put in your mouth and sing, right? Some of those impersonator bands are great. Yeah, no, Steel Horse. Their name was Steel Horse. And I was like, when I first got with Dawn, I was like, how the hell did they come up with that name, Steel Horse? She's like, listen to Dead or Alive. Oh, I'm a cowboy on a steel horse I ride. That's why they called their band Steel Horse. That's fantastic. It's a great name for a band. Great name for a Bon Jovi cover band. I wonder if George even got that trademarked. He should have. But that the talk box. When I first saw Steel Horse, and they would wait till the very end to play the best songs, like "Living on a Prayer." So George would play guitar. Sometimes he would do drums. Like, all these guys were so talented. Like, talented musicians can play all instruments. The lead singer could play guitar and drums. Like, that's how talented these dudes were. I was so fucking impressed with this band, with this cover band. And then I'm sitting there the first time, and we saw them like 3 or 4 times before they retired earlier this year. And I hope they come back for one more show at some point. I told Don, we'll go wherever that is. We'll be in a position where we can do that the next time. Their final show was 5 hours away. We couldn't make it, but they had their final show earlier this year. There was a guy putting his mouth into what looked like a talk box, like what Roger and Zapp used to use back in the days with their songs, like, "Hey lady, let me tell you why." That was the talk box, the little thing, or the plastic piece in his mouth, right? That's how that sound was made in "Living on a Prayer." And I'm seeing this thing, and I'm like, wow, man, this is retro. So Bon Jovi used the talk box back then? I need to look that up. Did the Bon Jovi band use a talk box to make that sound? We gotta hold on to what we've got. Yeah. It doesn't make a difference if we make it or not, right? I gotta tell you, if you agree, "Living on a Prayer" is one of the most inspirational songs ever created. He's like, whoa, we're halfway there. Whoa, living on a prayer. Take my hand, we'll make it, I swear. Right? Don and I would be dancing in the pit, right? And we'd be take my hand, we'll make it, I swear. Bon Jovi concerts, even if it's a cover band. Oh man, that's a great fucking time. Such a great time. The last concert we went to most of them here in the Bay Area, but one time Steel Horse was playing in Stockton, which is near Modesto, the Scott Peterson area. Remember Scott Peterson? We were in Stockton along the Delta, which is part of the San Francisco Bay, but the San Francisco Bay turns into the Sacramento Delta, and it runs all the way to Sacramento and passes through Stockton. And there was this really cool outdoor bar and restaurant and stage right on around the Sacramento Delta in Stockton. And they were playing. It was a nice summer day. This was last summer, 2023. Don and I went out there. We had a blast. It was just fantastic. Oops. That's a jackrabbit, and I'm having a hard time. I well, I still have enough light to show me on camera. I probably could have done the whole trail today, but anyway, it is what it is. I'll probably walk around the marina for a little bit. You know, I'm just, I'm, I've been very happy lately because I'll tell you folks, let me tell you why I've been very happy lately. My girlfriend Dawn is getting healthier each and every day. And she has been incredibly supportive. Now, she's taking a little time away from YouTube right now. I mean, she actually removed the YouTube app off her phone. And she said she'll come back when she's ready to come back. She did this all on her own. It had nothing to do with anything just besides the fact that she wanted to focus on other things. So, you know, I'll talk to her and see if, you know, she can come back and chat sometime soon. 'Cause I know a lot of you folks like having her here, and I love having her around too. But Dawn has been incredibly supportive. And she's been incredibly faithful and loyal. And, you know, I'll admit this. Even strong men, in many situations, they need a good, strong woman to be by their side. Whatever is best for her mental health. No, you're right. You're right, Carly. Peter Frampton used one of those. Oh, some of those impersonator bands are great. Yeah, okay, I'll already read that. Yeah, whatever is best for her mental health. Absolutely. Absolutely. But between what Dawn has experienced in her life with her family and other relationships, and what I've experienced out here on YouTube and other aspects of life, her and I have dealt with a lot. We're not saying that to ask for a pat on the back or anything, or to say that we're anything special. You know, Dawn is special to me, and I hope that I'm special to her. But, you know, we're not here to compare ourselves to other people. We're not here to say we're any better than anyone. You know, we're just here to help people break through barriers like we have. Now it's getting a little dark. Let me switch to the front. We're here to help people break through barriers like we have. And Dawn and I have broken through a lot of barriers. Dawn and I have never, ever actually had any problems with each other. We've had our own individual problems with other things and other people. And that can take a toll on your relationship. And we've had moments, you know, where we've hashed some things out. But we've never been disrespectful to each other. At least not intentionally. Sometimes when you're in the heat of the moment and you're dealing with things, you say things you don't mean. And then you forgive and forget, right? And some of those things happened out here on YouTube. Some of those things happened out here on YouTube over the last 3 years. That been the years, maybe 2.5, because Dawn, maybe 2 years. Yeah, Dawn made herself publicly known with her name and her face probably about 1.5 to almost 2 years ago. That guy came up fast. I didn't see him, didn't hear him. I was in a deep thought. And you know, a lot of people have said and still say to this day that they would never, ever put their girlfriend in the line of fire by bringing her on YouTube and making content together. If that's what works for you, then you do what works for you. I personally love having Dawn with me on the stage because of the love we have for each other and the similar desire to help people. You know, before I met her, I was doing this practically on my own. Now, having her, especially when she's by my side, it's that much more effective and amazing. And I feel like something's missing when she's not around on the stage. But the people that are saying, oh, I would never put my girlfriend publicly on YouTube and try to do content with her. Do you know how many couples are doing successful YouTube channels? Do you know that most people, don't get harassed and trolled at the level that Don and I have? And I'm not going to go down the road on how, my actual initial business plan, how it veered way off in the left field. There's a long, long story, and maybe I'll save that for next week. I don't know if you heard, Sandra, I'm going to be going on Jamie's channel a week from, actually this coming Monday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 p.m. Pacific. And he wanted me to come on, have a civil conversation, and just talk about stuff. And I'm like, okay, now's the right time to do it. But I'm not going to go in there blindsided, And I don't think here's the absolute truth. Here's the absolute truth. What I think is his intentions. Jamie, here's what I think your intentions are. I think your intentions are actually to have a real conversation with me. But if somebody were to come out and offer you a whole lot of money to trash myself and my girlfriend Dawn, you would take it because you need the money. Not technically because you want to harm me, because you need the money, right? I'm only saying this because every single time I've attempted to do this with anyone in this group, not just Jamie, there's always been an attempted ambush. And honestly, I expect the ambush. And as a matter of fact, if that is the case, I was talking about this yesterday too, because I'm trying to make people aware of the show. I'm trying to promote the show. And he hasn't put out the link yet to the show. So when he does, I'll share it. But, when I come on, I'll address it at the beginning, and I'll just say, hey, dude, whatever requirements you need to fulfill to make sure you get fully paid, if anyone is paying you to throw the show or whatever, let's get that over with so we can actually talk about what we were here to talk about. So let's get you paid. Let's satisfy, people that to this day want to waste their money to pay people to trash myself and my girlfriend Dawn. And, why would anyone waste money like that? I mean, if they're happy deep within and they have all that money, then why would they do this? It's because they have money and they're not happy. People can have lots of money and be fucking miserable. And then they'll use that money to try to cure their misery, in some cases by paying other creators on YouTube lots of money to intentionally trash talk them and their spouse or other people they care for, right? It's all good. I'm okay with that. We should actually maybe even, prearrange it so then people can even probably think like we are in business together, which we're not. We've never been in business together, but it's going to come off that way. And, hey, whatever I can do, if that's the case, whatever I can do to help you earn your money, it's all good. I'm not joking, dude. I want to help you. I want to be a good Samaritan. Like I said yesterday, take one for the team, right? Because that's what Jesus did. You can laugh at me all you want, James or anyone else. I'm serious. I'm not even trying to belittle you. I'm trying to basically help you. Maybe it's not the most orthodox thing. So maybe it's not the most orthodox thing to help you with, because maybe it's not the most orthodox thing for you to accept money to intentionally attack people. Now, you're never going to admit that because you're not. And I wouldn't care if you did either. I wouldn't take any action on you. I'm not here to take any action on you. I'm here to just say, hey, let's get it over with so we can talk about what needs to be talked about and move onwards and upwards. But yeah, I look forward to that show. I really do. I really do. I hope he doesn't change his mind after what I mentioned, because if it was a show that was sponsored and paid for in the ways I mentioned, then, if he knows I'm aware and alert, it's not going to be as effective. I mean, who knows? That's all I'm saying. I'm just being proactive, man. Listen, we've all had a lot of fun over the years. We've all done things that we don't mean. We've been down this road a million times, and I think there's a bigger and brighter and more profitable future in taking a different route than just having one man with the initials J.O. constantly pay people to attack me and my girlfriend Dawn because it makes him feel better, right? J.O., we're just going to call you J.O. There was one point, and I've got a lot of screenshots, because people used to send me screenshots. They still do at times, from Discords behind the scenes. You went off on me in Discord saying, let's meet up. I can show those screenshots, but I probably won't, J.O. You said, let's compare, let me meet you at the trail and compare bank statements. Why the hell would I want to compare bank statements with anyone? I don't care how much more money you have than me or feel you have than me. This is not about money. I don't give a shit about the money, dude. I just want enough to survive. Right? You're like, let's compare bank statements or let's run and see who's faster, and then the loser leaves YouTube. Like, seriously, dude. I mean, there's something not psychologically right about that person. And the people that have even accepted donations from them with the specific intent to trash people like myself and my girlfriend Dawn, those people even know how loony that person is. But when people need money, many times they do things that they really don't want to do. I do not want my comments to come off like I dislike Jamie. I don't know why, but he has said that a few times. I never said I didn't like him. I told him that one time in an email. You've taken many for team already, Sandra says to me. Thank you, Sandra. Carly, for what it's worth, it may not be worth it, Elias. You're probably right, but I'm still going to go on. You're probably right, but I'm still going to go on. There's a reason why I'm going to go on. Because, like I said, I'm going to tackle things head on. I'm going to give it a chance. And I'm cool with whatever happens. The thing is, I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about anything. Sandra, I don't feel one way or another. I just prefer it when Elias is just being himself and not involved with the drama. This is not supposed to be about drama. This was just supposed to be about having a talk. Because even Jamie has shifted. He's now in a relationship, and he's shifted a lot of his stuff. The Showtime, I think it's Showtime Lycan. I think that's what it's called. All right. I got to wrap this up soon. Go home and spend some time with my lady. Let me see. Yeah, here's the thing, Sandra, and this is how it's always been with Jamie. It's always been for the money. People have offered him to do crazy things for money. And, he's had to balance out, okay, this is a lot of money someone's offering me, but what's the risk factor? What's the legal risk factor? What's the factor of getting a lot of scrutiny and backlash from the court of public opinion? And, people have paid him lots of money to do lots of things that I would never even consider doing any of the things that he's been paid for, even for $1 million. It's just, and he's not the only one. JB Gunner has been like that. There are other people that will do those things. But at the end of the day, if you take this out of the equation, here's the best way to put it when it comes to Jamie. If Jamie had the option to make the same amount of money doing nice and innocent content over the vile content for the big money, he seems like the kind of guy that would take the nice way. Like, if he had a choice, let's say he was offered $3,000 per month to do either nice content or vile content, I think he would make nice content. It's not about the content for him, it's about the money, right? It's about going to work and clocking in and clocking out. It's more so been about that. And it took me a very long time to understand that until, you know, somebody really, really clarified it for me. And I'm grateful and thankful for that person. She knows who she is. That clarified clocking in and clocking out. I honestly did not understand it. And most people don't. I only understood it because she explained it very clearly, because she was more experienced at it than me. And also, I've been doing YouTube for a long time. Most people wouldn't even understand it, period. I do. I clearly understand. Take care, Carly. See you next time. I have to drive home. Good to see you all in the chat, even the ones whose name I can't type. I hope you and the GF have a great night. Elias, I will be watching your next stream. Thank you, Carly. Nice to see you again. Happy holidays to you. Yeah, we're going to go one more time over to the marina, and then we're going to wrap it up. I want to get 3.5 miles in, and walking around a little bit more after I get up the trail when it gets dark gets me to that level. We are at 81 minutes, so an hour and 21 minutes. Tia says, see you, Carly. Yeah, Tia, she tried to type in your name. Tia, I blocked your name. So anyone that's not a mod, if they try to type your name, it won't show anything. I had to block your name for a little while, Tia, and I'll leave it there for a little while. I'll unban it. I'll unblock it at some point. You know why I did it? I had to. I got... Give me a second. I'll be right back. All right, we are back live. I'm glad you did. Yeah, Tia and Sandra, I'll reach out to you behind the scenes later this evening. I've got some things to update you both regarding GNA stuff in 2025. I just want to, get some of your thoughts and opinions, because over the next few weeks, I've got a lot of stuff that I really want to focus on and have ready to launch in the new year. Anyone that's connected with me behind the scenes, feel free to send me a message. If you want to email, if anyone wants to email me for anything, this is the holiday time. Feel free to email me for any reason. My email's in the description. It's not the old Coach Eli email. I mean, that email still exists. It's just not actively monitored. If you send me an email at the old email, it'll send you an auto reply to email me at eliasmelas@genuinenetworkingassociation.org. eliasmelas@genuinenetworkingassociation.org. I got a lot of stuff to work on the website. And I'm probably going to start working on that next week. There's a lot of stuff. If you go to the GNA, if you go to genuinenetworkingassociation.org, I still have most of the site is from the days of when we ran in-person events. And I want to show you, you folks can look and see a lot of the documents I created. I even have a copy of the old trademark certificate from the early days. The new trademark should be getting approved within the next few months. It's in the final stages. It's going to be published very soon, later this month, in the trademark online gazette. One more time around. And there are some forums there, like you can go to the section becoming a GNA leader. You'll see the old format we had. You'll see the very professional documents that I personally created with my bare hands. I'm not saying that to show off. I've put in a lot of work into this organization, and I have all these documents formatted. I just have to change the wording a little bit, change the logo. But you go and you look at this, read this stuff, check it out. Now, the GNA website, it's running a little bit slow right now. I need to optimize it to run a little bit faster. I'm going to start working on that this week. So if you go there and a certain page doesn't load fast, sometimes it'll load fast, sometimes it won't. Just be patient, it'll load up. And if you can view it from, it is mobile responsive. You can view it on mobile, but if you can view it on a laptop or desktop, you're going to have an easier time reading some things. If not, you're going to have to zoom in on your phone, and you folks know how to do that now. But anyway, I got to get going. I love all of you. Thank you for all of your support. Thank you to everyone that stood by Dawn and I. You got to have faith in yourself, folks. You got to have faith in yourself in order to navigate the chronicles of life, especially nowadays. The chronicles of life, the roads that we encounter nowadays are unlike any other roads in the past. When you said, "I'm glad you did," what did you mean, Tia? Okay, have a good night, says Sandra. I'm sorry, I can't remember what context I was stated in, Tia. Thanks, Eli. Everyone have a nice evening. Before you go, what did you mean by "I'm glad you did"? I'm just wondering before I go. Block my name. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, you didn't even have to ask me to. This is the thing. I will always do what's right for people. Do I always get it right? No, but I try to get it right as best as possible every time. And if I don't get it right, feel free to let me know. But yeah, I will always do that to protect the innocent people, including, in this case, Tia, myself, my girlfriend Dawn, and to protect the integrity of the organization and the other people out here on YouTube as well, which, if you're here, you're a part of the organization. I love all of you. Thank you, Carly E2. Thank you, Woolworth. Thank you, Tia. Thank you, Santa Palacio. And thank you to anyone else watching this live or on the replay. I'll be walking tomorrow. I'm going to try to walk earlier tomorrow. Keep it posted here on GNA2, Genuine Life Personal Development. I'll update you folks in the community wall. Also, make sure you go below the description and subscribe to the main channel, GNA, Genuine Personal Development, because I may be going live there at some point too later on this week. With that being said, have a good one. Take care. And as always, be good to each other. God bless you to every one of you, and good night.